EPA WA meteorologist Bobby Martin here with your outlook for February 11th, 2021. For your Thursday, we're expecting some early morning snow showers for mainly our southern areas, and that's going to move down toward the southeast and before noon, we think, in our far southeastern areas. So, culmination of what happened overnight and is now pushing off to the south and east, and that will be out of the region after that point. The second wave we are discussing will remain off to our south and generally in a line from about Washington, D.C. over to Ocean City, Maryland, and points south. It's going to be weaker and further south, so we're not expecting anything from that second wave that was showing earlier in the week on some guidance, and it couldn't make up its mind which one was going to hit us. Well, the first one did, and that is what's giving us our snow. Here's the NAM high-res future simulator radar, and I'm going to start this off at 5 a.m. just so you can see where the snow showers were at that point. We had areas generally up in this area north of this line, generally in a 5 to 7 a.m. Start time. So that's easier, or end time, of the snow. And that's going to be up here in these areas here. And then we had like a 7 to 9 in between here and 9 to 11 further south for this precipitation to end. And that is still consistent with the timing that's shown here on the 3-kilometer naming. You can see that moving off during the course of the morning. So by the time you get to noon, it's off the coast. So that'll be it for the snow. And as far as our snow map is concerned, we had for this particular area, this is what it looked like. Okay, so not a lot of snow here, and it was favoring our southern areas for those 2 to 4 inch amounts, and south of the Mason-Dixon, maybe even slightly higher than 4 in some spots. But generally up in the interior here, we're looking at 1 to 3, up in the grays up here, coating to 2, and that's consistent with radar this evening that I'm looking at. So it looks like everything's going to work out generally to what this shows here. These areas down here, just generally south of D.C. and over to Ocean City, Maryland, will be from that second wave, so it won't be a whole lot there. The 1 to 3 we're expecting in those regions. This is, of course, outside of our coverage area, but because the map covers this entire region, I have to fill this in. Can't just leave it blank. So we have this whole area here is what we're concerned about, and that is from our latest snowfall projections that will maintain through the end of this system. That we, like I told you, basically for the entire week, this is going to be a one after another deal, but they're generally weak waves for the first couple here, and it's going to continue here on Saturday. We go past this point again, the second wave missing south here, and we get to, so we're just going to remain partly to mostly cloudy here on Friday with that wave off to our south. And then we get increasing clouds here on Saturday. We have another wave that's going to come at us. This is another weak one, though, and it's going to produce a little bit of snow in the interior, maybe some mixing southeast. This is not a big system, though. This is even smaller than the one we're dealing with yet this morning and have dealt with overnight. This is even less quantitative precipitation involved with this. There might be a little bit of a warm air nose aloft that gives you some light freezing rain or drizzle. This is not heavy, though. This is not a big ice storm, and some sleet in between, light snow further north. I will say the NAM at its long-range point, I did take a look at that this evening, and it is a little bit colder. It has a lot more snow here, but even the snow is only like an inch or two. It's not a lot of snow, and that's because the quantitative precipitation just isn't there. This is the entire 24-hour precipitation, and just pretending for a minute that we're melting all this down to rain, and this is all just falling as rain. This is all you would get, generally between 1/10 and 2/10 of an inch of liquid equivalent. So that's not going to give you much snow, even if it is all snow. All right, so this is not a real big deal for this weekend system, and it looks like it's the timing of this is coming in later on Saturday, or at latest Saturday evening, and then continuing into the overnight, maybe lasting into the wee hours of the morning on Sunday or very early Sunday morning before this finally pulls away. And then after that point, we're looking at mostly cloudy skies in the morning on Sunday, giving way to our decreasing clouds in the afternoon on Sunday. So it's really just a late Saturday night deal for this. And again, it's not a lot of precipitation with this. It's even weaker, it looks like, than the current system that we're dealing with. So once this is passed, we're going to start turning our attention to next week, because next week has bigger potential from a quantitative precipitation standpoint. In other words, it has a lot more moisture to work with this time. The question is going to be the track of this and the evolution of this, because it's been changing around. If you watched the video yesterday, I showed you this system cutting up into the Ohio Valley and then trying to transfer late, and you had a tremendous amount of freezing rain going right through here, and then to the east of the line over here was all rain. That was last night, and it was just all freezing rain in the middle of those two lines there. That is not the case with the evening run of the GFS tonight, and we're starting to trend more toward a colder solution, which I think is eventually going to be the eventual outcome here. Not saying we're not going to have some icing involved, especially in southeastern areas, because I do think you will have some opportunity for that, but I think it's overplaying these heights here a little bit. So what that does is it takes your 540 line, which is this first blue line right here. This is your 0 degree Celsius at 850 millibar temperature, okay? So if that is all the way up here, that means that at that 850 millibar level, about 5,000 feet up or thereabout, you have a warm air wedge coming in aloft, even though it might be below surface. Actually, it will be below freezing at the surface. You're going to have that warm air infiltrating that layer above the ground, so it actually melts the snowflake on the way down, and it may refreeze and fall as sleet, or it falls if it's a deep enough layer, will fall all the way to the ground as rain and then freeze on contact once it reaches the ground, and that's what the freezing rain concept is there. So this is what it does. It brings this in actually on Monday evening. GFS is a little bit faster than this than most guidance is. Most guidance is really centering on Tuesday. This brings it a Monday night into Tuesday deal on the GFS, and it brings a lot of mixed precipitation into this still. But at least it's not this freezing rain cutting right through the middle of our region. So it is making progress towards a colder solution aloft, but it's still not quite there. It has a tremendous amount of sleet here in the middle, snow up north, and then a boatload of freezing rain further south. So there is a lot of more moisture to work with, comparatively speaking, to the systems we've been dealing with this week, and we will deal with going ahead this weekend. But this is definitely not exactly how I think is going to work out. And I think we're going to continue to trend colder with this and a more snowier solution for more areas. But there will be some mixing involved with this. I don't want to eliminate that possibility at all. I just think we're going to be trending in that direction as we go forward. We'll see how that plays out over the next couple of days, but that's where I think we're going here with this Monday night and Tuesday deal. So we'll continue to follow that. And the one after that is going to be after a break here on Wednesday. This is the end of our 7-day period. We do have a break in between here where we were partly cloudy or partly to mostly sunny, but you can see off to our southwest. Here's another one coming at us, and that's going to be coming at us on Thursday of next week, it looks like, and there could be another wintry mess to deal with this. This is another bigger system, too. A lot of moisture with this one, too. So we're going to go and transition from from these weaker systems to more moisture-laden systems, but they might not all be snow depending on where you live and exactly how this tracks for both of these systems. We're going to take these one at a time. These are both storm signals listed in our long-range outlook. And actually, privately, I do that in the forum. I actually did that yesterday. The identified storm signals were for the 18th, 19th. That's this one. And there's another one after that for the 23rd and 24th. So we're not done yet. We're not done with these storms yet. We're not done with winter yet. We have a long way to go yet. But there are certainly opportunities in the pipeline that we're going to continue to follow, and it's going to keep us on our toes, keep us busy for the next couple of weeks. I'm EPAWA meteorologist Bobby Martrich. That is your outlook for February 11th, 2021. Have a great Thursday.